Alright, so I am super excited today because I have some really awesome things to review and it's just going to be awesome. So I'm going to start the reviewing off with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Spider-Man vs. Chris Boulder Punching Redfield. The box is the same as what we've been getting. It's the blue, background with the character pictures there and there. Just window box, new window box. I like the new window boxes. Got the Wolverine versus Ryu, Minimates, Choking Hazard. I picked up all of the Specialty Wave. My Toys R Us hasn't actually gotten any of the figures in. So, yeah, what we have here is Wolverine and Beautiful Joe, one of my personal favorite video games, Chris Redfield and Spider-Man, Jill Valentine, one of my all-time favorite characters in video game history, Storm, Super Skrull, and Crimson Viper. This is just another one of those waves where I could care less about the Marvel characters, and it is all about Capcom. Well, that's pretty much how it was in the first wave, except for like a few surprises with how good the Hulk and Iron Man were, but whatever. Let's get on to the review. So we'll start this off with Spider-Man, a character that we get so often in the Marvel Minimates that I am very sick of Spider-Man, just like Wolverine, who coincidentally I will be reviewing in the next video. But anyway, he's pretty okay. He's honestly one of the better Spider-Men. Not that there's really anything too different about him. His head is just a regular Minimate block, with some detail on it. Deadpool, you're kind of stealing his thunder here. There's nothing on the top, which I don't really care about. And, yeah, the head looks really good. I do like the design of this. It does look like the game. And, his eyes are pretty cool looking. So, yeah, it's got that going for it. Now, the chest I definitely really like because it's very bold. The, lines and everything for his muscles and everything like that are very bold. And it just stands out really, really well. His back, however, is not very detailed at all. I mean, they didn't even finish the webbing on his back, and the spider on his back looks very, very bored. Both his arms are the same, just regular old Spider-Man arms with the webbing and all that jazz. And his pants or his waist are pretty much boring as well. Not that much detailing on them. So, yeah. Spider-Man has extremely simple, regular articulation. There's not going to be anything that hinders anything here. So, yeah. Now let's move on to his accessories. First off, they gave Spidey a web line. However, they packaged it all tied up. So, it's pretty weird looking. It's all tangled. Spidey's got a tangled web. But, I'm sure if it straightens out, it'll look cool. It's got a little thing on the end here where you can hook up, like, another Minimate arm or a leg or something to, have Spidey catch him. He's gotta catch them all, so. And then his second accessory, which I actually really like, and probably will display him like this, is this little stand that makes it look like he is jumping into the air, probably going to jump onto a building or jump onto a villain, I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of curved backwards, so you have to position his feet so that he's sort of going forward. So, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. You could probably have the web line set up in his hand so it looks like he's jumping and then he's going to start swinging. So yeah, that is Spider-Man. There is nothing spectacular or amazing about this Spider-Man. But, everyone knows this isn't why I bought this. Everyone knows I want Chris. Alright, so I think everyone knows at this point that I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. And, you know, I think the games are the best game series out there. And, it's amazing to me that I'm finally going to be able to get Minimate versions of literally my 3 favorite characters. They're doing exactly my 3 favorite characters, Wesker, Jill, and Chris, in that order. However, we do have to wait a little bit for Wesker. But, yeah, in the meantime, we have Chris and Jill. And seriously, Chris is one of the best Minimates I've ever seen. Like, yeah. So first off, his face. They were able to pull out a lot of, like, character and detail in such, like, little amount, if you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I think it looks exactly like Chris, and this is definitely one of the best likenesses they've done. You know, they gave him a little bit of stubble. He's just the right amount of angry. I think his eyes look great. His hair's probably the only thing I don't like. Because he has a little less hair. This makes it look like he has a big bountiful amount of hair. But what they really did well, and this was a good detail, was Dante. No, not Dante. Come on, Chris. They put his little, like, Bluetooth thing on his ear, because, you know, he's always talking to someone in the game, and that's how he communicates with them. I think the NECA figure did that too, but yeah, this looks very good, and I'm glad that they put it on the hairpiece instead of actually painting it on his face. So yeah. This figure has a really great body, and I didn't mean that the way it sounded. But yeah, again, very little detail, but it looks exactly like it does in the game. He's got just the regular kind of greenish, kind of olive green shirt with the straps going around his arms and across his chest a little bit. It's very, very accurate. On the side, he's got the BSAA symbol, only, you know, it's not actually, you can't see the globe on it or the actual BSAA, like, letters, because that's what the logo actually looks like. So it's not exactly accurate, but, you know, you can tell what they were trying to do. They just didn't want to do it in that small scale. On his back, they gave Chris one of his most famous weapons, his gigantic-ass knife. The holster is removable. It's actually an accessory in the package. It's just like there's a hole in the knife sheath and a peg on the back of Chris's shirt, and that's just how you do that. But that's removable. The knife, however, is not. You can't actually get the knife out of his, you know, his sheath. But there are plenty of other really big Minimate knives that come with, like, the Punisher and stuff. That, you know, you can easily find a knife for Chris to hold. So yeah, Chris is just wearing the regular shirt. It cuts off there at his sleeve, like his very, very upper, like, sleeve or arm. And then the rest is just skin, and he's wearing the gloves that have the fingers removed, which, again, is accurate. Even though he didn't actually have all of the fingers removed, like, if they wanted to be really accurate, they would have had the middle pieces kind of filled in, because he only wears, I think, like, his, like, index finger and his pinky without the glove part. But now I'm just getting really nerdy and Resident Evil, so I apologize. Mr. Redfield is wearing a belt, a very nice belt. You know, it's not really that important because I don't really remember his belt being anything useful in the game. And he is wearing a gun holster, which I will show off the gun later, because he's got a lot of accessories, surprisingly, which again makes him one of my favorites. He's wearing kind of grayish white pants, even though I'm pretty sure they were just like straight up white in the game. I don't know. He's got the knee pads, which is a nice touch. and his shoes. So, yeah, overall, this guy has such a great amount of detail for not being that detailed at all. Like I said, that probably doesn't make that much sense, but that's just how I think. So, accessory-wise, Mr. Redfield comes with a crap ton of them. So, first off, Chris comes with his standard gun from the game, and it's pretty cool because I think it's actually a new model. Not a new model, just a new sculpt, because it never had like the attachments on it before. This gun actually has some what look like attachments on it, and I'm pretty sure I've never seen this gun before, and I'm thinking the first time it's ever been used is Chris here. The gun fits fine into his pouch there, and it doesn't limit his articulation at all, which I'm always very grateful for. Next up, we have one of the guns I personally use like all the time. It's one of the Magnums. I usually use the Desert Eagle, and it probably would have been cooler to get that, but hey, this is, I'm pretty sure, another new gun, and there are plenty of other Desert Eagle looking guns. Hey, Dante came with 2 of them, so you could just use that, but this guy is really cool looking. It's really big, and it certainly does look a lot like it does in the game. I don't know, I thought there were like brown parts on it, but again, that's too much detail. And now, last but certainly not least, we have a shotgun. Shotguns are pretty important for Resident Evil games, and I especially found myself using them in Resident Evil 5, so pretty cool that Chris came with one. He definitely looks like he's about to go fight some Ouroboros. So overall, Chris Redfield is, he is amazing, honestly. I just have to say, he is a perfect representation of one of my favorite video game characters and one of my favorite characters from Resident Evil. And I can't wait to get Jill in the mail, and I can't wait to get Wesker whenever he comes out, because obviously I'm calling it, Wesker's going to be the greatest Minimate ever made of all time, ever. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time.